Hello to you watching this. My name's Alex and I help people find inner freedom. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about how to practice non-attachment. I'm going to share a deep explanation of what non-attachment is and what it isn't, and how you can apply these teachings in your own life to deepen your levels of peace and avoid unnecessary suffering and get more of what you want. Because when you're unhealthily attached, what happens? Suffering. And in more acute cases, being pulled around by the anxiety of losing things or people at any moment. Believe me, I've been there many times. So how do you live with more ease? How do you find peace and stability within yourself without depending on people and circumstances to do that for you? And that's what we're going to be exploring in this video. I'm going to go into great depth in this video, which if you're not ready for, might not resonate with you. But if you are ready, then my intention is that it deepens your freedom. When people ask about non-attachment, it's usually about attachment to loved ones, dating, relationships, friends, or family. But it applies to all forms. It could be money or circumstances, a state of health, or even how you look. And when you're attached, you suffer. Why? Because all forms are temporary, and you know that deep down. That's why you get anxious if you feel like you're going to lose something you're attached to, and you don't want to feel the pain of that loss. And the irony of unhealthy attachment is, you end up losing easier anyway. It's like when you grip onto something too tightly, you just crush it in your hands. You can also feel the anxiety of attachment, even if it's good for you to lose that thing, or for that person to leave. You're not able to make a decision about whether to stay or go from an empowered place, and you stay in relationships that don't serve you. Or you get attracted to people who are just going to end up exposing where you're not free, which ultimately ends up in a failed relationship, but can ultimately be your best awakening. Success sows the seed of failure, but failure sows the seeds of success. Expansion and contraction is the nature of the universe. This is duality. What non-attachment is not? Indifference, a form of self-denial, existential nihilism, not having goals or not making plans, being heartless, cold or unloving. Thich Nhat Hanh said, "You must love in such a way that the person you love feels free." And you can think of this as applying to everything. The material things in your life want to feel free. Money wants to feel free. We all want to feel free. As soon as you try and take form and pin it down and put it in a box, at some point it evades you. It doesn't mean you don't enjoy it, and you can have the deepest sense of love and gratitude for it, but you dissolve the psychological stickiness about it. You don't let things or people own you. When it comes to other people, it's meeting needs within yourself and not only through them or through the whole play of dating and relationships. It's being able to go out on a date and not be anxious about whether they like you or whether they're going to text you back or fall in love with you instantly, because you know that yes, you feel a pull towards being in a relationship, but with the understanding that you can meet your own needs and without the expectation that this person is going to make you permanently content. You're not going up to someone with your half-empty bowl of ice cream and saying, "Can you fill my bowl up with ice cream, please?" You're saying, "Hey, look, I've got a bowl of ice cream, you've got a bowl of ice cream, why don't we pour it into one big bowl and pour chocolate sauce all over it and dig in together?" It's knowing a peace and stability within yourself that you're never dependent on them for, even if that knowing is just a glimmer in the background whilst you grieve a deep loss. That's a start. Yes, you do things for each other, and there is a beautiful exchange and flow between you, something to relish in. But you're not going in under the illusion that this person will make you complete or permanently happy, because that's just completely 180 degrees to reality. There's something deeper within you, something beyond this play of form, and it's present in everything. Non-attachment is about understanding that the nature of the world of form is impermanence. It's transitory. People change, leave, or die. Ultimately, you and everyone you know will die, which sounds nihilistic. if you think that all you are is the body-mind, luckily, there's more to you than you think. With goals, it's about enjoying and being really present with the process rather than attachment and dependency on the outcome. You might still experience disappointment of things not working out how you had planned or the pain of loss, but you acknowledge that after all that pain of loss will be a profound spiritual transformation. You just keep going, and you know that what you ultimately are is deeper than these circumstances. You know that thoughts that compare this moment to another are just thoughts. You see the suffering of identifying with them. You process your emotions without attachment to one or the other. You recognize them as passing visitors. Ready to go a level deeper? Then check this out. True non-attachment isn't something that the mind does. It's not an intellectual thing. The title of this video, in a way, is misleading, but I named it that because people tend to think non-attachment is something you practice. In fact, it's the opposite. You've been practicing attachment for a very long time now. You've been practicing getting all caught up in your thoughts and feelings. True non-attachment isn't a thing. It's the end of something. It's the end of identification with a story in your mind about how a certain person or circumstance or thing is ultimately going to bring you permanent peace or fulfillment, as if you can't find that within yourself, as if it's not already here. True non-attachment is what you already are prior to these thoughts and feelings that tell a story about how you're attached. You see, are you these thoughts and feelings, or are you the perceiver of them, the space that they arise within, the awareness? True non-attachment is knowing yourself as more than just this body-mind, knowing yourself as the formless awareness within which this experience arises, knowing your true self that's deeper than the character that you're playing. There have been times where I've experienced the pain of great loss and crying with grief on and off for days. But since integrating this understanding, there's always been something in the background, some knowing that ultimately what I essentially am is undisturbed and formless, and that ultimately all is well. Even if there's incredible pain in this moment, all is well. There can be a great disturbance in your personal experience, and you can realize your true self as awareness and realize your true self as this awareness is ultimately undisturbed. But this understanding takes time to permeate through the body and the mind. You can have a deep spiritual awakening, and it's unfashionable to say, but integrating that on a deep level in the body and mind can take years, if not a lifetime. But this understanding means you recover quicker. You see faster how you got off track and how the universe is showing you where you're not free. But now it's time to be free. And before you go, I just want to tell you a few more slots have opened up for the free one-to-one with me to see if you'd be a good fit for the Consciousness Revolution program over at speaktoalex.com. So if that interests you, head over there. If you want some one-to-one support going deeper, head over there. And of course, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on any new videos helping you with conscious personal growth. Peace.